Hello and welcome to The Umbrella Press, where we talk about
media under the umbrella.
hot damn. That was a great intro.
Amazing. I love it.
You can follow us online on Twitter at UmbrellaPress, umbrellapress.tumblr.com.
And follow us on YouTube. We don't have a link for it because YouTube links are weird and have a lot of random letters.
Search Umbrella Press on YouTube and you'll get there.
Yeah, you'll find us.
And theumbrellapress@gmail.com if you want to complain, send a letter to the editor.
Or send us compliments.
Yeah. You could send us you're there's a character limit on Twitter. How am I supposed to tell you guys how much I love your podcast and videos? Well,
you have a way.
You can do it.
Or you can just send us multiple tweets. That's fine too.
Yeah, you those one at a question mark. It's because you just don't know how much you're gonna say about how much you love this.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm Maria. She, her pronouns. I'm living life.
Harry. They, them pronouns. Wow, those levels went way down. Yeah.
So we're talking about how TV networks are kind of gendered, especially when it comes to children's channels. If you know us, you know that we love to rant about Disney Channel, and so that's going to be what we're doing for the next hour.
Okay, so first, I think the first rule is we don't talk about Jessie, or we talk about Jessie as little as possible.
We can't talk about Jessie. Okay, so Harry and I have a huge beef with Jessie. I think it's beyond a beef. It's a hatred.
I think the day Jessie finally goes off air, we're gonna go out partying.
Yes, we're gonna celebrate.
And we don't party.
No, I'm gonna buy my first drink.
I'm gonna go to Shaw's and get an ice cream cake, and I'm gonna be like, Jessie's dead. Yes.
You can get the baker to write that on the cake for us. I would love that.
You need, please, you know that, special icing they put on ice cream cakes? I need you to get back there, go grab, a really ugly shade of pink and just be like, Jessie's dead.
With an exclamation point at the end. Just so we know that we're celebrating.
Possibly.
And not mourning.
With an ice cream cake?
Yeah. I don't judge how people mourn.
No, but
we're celebrating.
Would you expect a funeral reception with an ice cream cake that reads Grampy's dead?
Honestly, I would like that at my funeral because I hate ice cream cake, so I want everyone to have a bad time at my funeral. And I think they would because they wouldn't eat the ice cream cake.
That's good.
Because they knew that I hated it. But
P.S. also write that I, the deceased, hated ice cream cake, as if you ordered it before you died for your funeral.
Oh my god! I'll put it in my will or something.
It's like those happy birthday, Dick. Oh no, I'm kidding. His name is Doug.
Yeah. It's
don't
really
write
long.
that, and then it says all that.
Yes. But I would like to have them do it on purpose. They'd be like, "Are you sure you want this on your cake?" I'm like, "Yes." This is my dying wish. Oh my god.
Okay, that went off the rails. Okay,
yes,
gendering channels.
Actually, if you don't know what Jessie is, it's a show on the Disney Channel starring Debbie Ryan, and it's terrible in so many different ways. Please don't watch it. If you watch it, please watch it with a critical eye.
I'm sorry, I'm chewing on a Rice Krispie treat right now.
That's fine. I bought us Rice Krispie treats before the show. I shouldn't have done that.
But you see, the thing about Jessie is it's not I'm not doing this nostalgia baby thing oh man, I love the sweet life of Zach and Cody and Jessie just isn't that good. No, Jessie is just so offensive and nasty. It's really racist, really sexist, and
just really terrible. All of the characters are either stereotypical or creepy. Just there's nothing okay with it.
Yeah, there's
honestly
there's a lot of weird stuff about it. All right.
We could spend an hour unpacking Jessie, but that's not what we're going to do today.
That would probably also require us to watch more than 5 episodes of Jessie. I've watched a lot of Jessie.
Probably.
My family has the Disney Channel on all the time because we just don't know what to watch. And everyone's like, you like a few shows on this, why don't we just watch that for a while?
And Jessie is always on. Anyway,
anyway.
So Disney is something we rant about a lot because of just, I think if you've watched Disney Channel before, you know that it's kind of gendered as terms of what's on their scheduling, because they have Disney Channel, which is the main channel, and they have Disney XD, which is their kind of like side channel, and it's really clear that they gender Disney Channel towards like young girls, and then Disney XD towards like young boys, and it's just kind of weird how the separation goes like that.
It is honestly bizarre how, like, when you're like, if you go back and forth between them, it can be like surreal, especially since like they like do a lot of work like branding to make sure that there is like certain things that are consistent on both channels. Like there's the same announcer, but the announcer kind of talks differently sometimes on Disney XD. Like you don't hear them like screaming as much.
Oh, I never noticed that.
I don't know.
Because I don't watch Disney XD.
They're definitely like really enthused all the time. Like definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're seeing like a Gravity Falls promo where they're like literally screaming like so many questions. I like get so angry every time I have to hear that. Like you don't even know.
Oh my god. No, I can imagine.
You should well, we should pull up a lineup and just look at it. I want to like later maybe like because I'm actually like also studying this like simultaneously for a class. I also want to check out like the other times they've had two channels. Like I'd like to check out the difference between lineups on Toon Disney and Disney Channel back in the day too, and see if this has always been happening. Sorry. I haven't had much of a chance to look at it once I've been thinking about it like this, but I don't think I've ever seen any of those like I'm a princess and long may I reign ads on Disney XD ever.
Oh no. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I feel like
I could unpack those all day too.
Yeah. Just like I feel like there's like so many different layers of how things are different. Like even just like the ads they show.
The weird glossy anti-bullying ads I don't remember seeing on XD either. Like,
I don't think
the
so,
ones where it will just like show like Ross Lynch or whatever, and it'll be like I was bullied and I was
Yeah.
sad about it, and it's like
yeah. They're just like they don't show that on Disney XD. I guess that's weird.
I don't know if they don't. I'm like someone like correct me because it's been a while. I only watch it when I'm at home because Disney XD is not available at school.
Yeah, that's true. So it's like kind of limits our like viewing availability. But like I was thinking more of like the ads they show for like outside companies, like not just Disney stuff.
That's true.
Like on Disney Channel, they always like have like care.com ads. It's just like need a sitter tonight.
They do.
Call us up. And then they have like ads for like dolls and stuff. And then on Disney XD, it's all like.
On Disney Channel, I feel like they actually run more with the idea that like parents are watching with children.
Yeah.
And like XD is like, this is your man cave.
Yes.
Scream!
There are no parents here.
No girls, no parents allowed. Oh, you could have as much cartoon as you want. And do you like Lab Rats? Honestly, Lab Rats is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I think it's kind of funny.
I've never seen
it.
Which is
like terrible.
But I trust your judgment though.
No, you should.
No, I do. It's fine. Like, I don't trust my own judgment sometimes. Like, I enjoy living Maddie, as you know.
There's, like, a lot of, like, doofy, like, bro comedy sitcoms on Disney XD, which doesn't really happen on... Let's just say Zeke and Luther would never have run on Disney Channel.
I've only seen, like, one episode
Kicking
of
It would have never run on Disney Channel.
No.
I don't even think Lab Rats would have run on Disney Channel.
I don't think so. I feel like...
Mighty Med didn't either, right? Do you know what any of these shows are?
No, I've like heard of all of them, but I haven't seen all of them in depth, so I can't really speak to them.
And like each one of those, as far as I can remember, pretty much only has like one principal girl character. It's like it's like each one, and like most of their personality is girl.
Yeah, girl who like does thing that is not girl, and everyone is surprised. Like,
yeah, it's like the one in the karate group. She's like tough. I haven't seen too much Kicking It. I can't judge too much.
But like I agree that would never be on Disney Channel.
And then like there's like Bree, which is the one in Lab Rats, who is like the genetic superpowered girl main character. I've only seen like the first 2 seasons, so I can only vouch for this one. But like her thing is also she's like you know, sometimes I just want to be a normal girl, and like there's a lot of like.
Doesn't every girl on Disney Channel want to be a normal girl? They're all not.
I think it might have just been like an early one where she would like run off and use like her super speed to like do girly things.
Oh my god.
I can't really remember anymore. And then there's like the characters where like they for some reason have to like make fun of them when they do anything like vaguely feminine, even though they're already really feminine. Like it's kind of weird. It'll be like, you're so boyish, and they'll be like full makeup, like wearing like really girly colors, even if it's a sports outfit. Like the Liv and Maddie outfits for their basketball team literally have glitter on them.
Yes, because Liv like made them better because like they couldn't, the school wouldn't pay for their uniforms anymore, and so Liv redesigned them.
All right, that's kind of cute. I didn't know that.
Like sort of, but like,
it's like
I don't
weird,
know.
Cute, like
yeah, like their colors are like purple and blue. So that's kind of, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's complicated.
But like,
is it?
It's very
not
complicated.
Like the school colors either, right?
They are the school colors.
Oh, okay.
So it's like not just like their team, which is cool.
That's okay. That's reasonable. But it's like, I don't know. Like,
And
I
they
feel
do
like
that,
at
like-
a baseline, Liv is sporty but really girly. I'm not
I
sorry.
feel
I'm sorry.
like-
Is it Maddie? Maddie's
Yeah,
sporty
Maddie
and
is
really
very
girly.
sporty, and like I feel like she's like only girly when it comes to like dating boys. Because all the time she's just like, I love basketball. I don't care about anything else. Yay! And then like fucking Diggy comes on the scene. She's like, oh my god, Diggy, I love Diggy. And then I'm just like, what the hell?
My God.
It was just like a total like character change because she's usually very chill. But when a boy comes in, she's like
All right,
blushing and like
let's
blah 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 blah.
let's really quickly talk about the difference between relationships happening in Disney XD and Disney Channel shows, because that's a thing.
What are relationships like on Disney XD?
I feel like they just kind of like, if they happened, they happened, but like that's a bad assumption. I feel like they're not a focus and there's not a huge build-up. There is usually like the one girl character, generally someone kind of like gross has a crush on her.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And it's like, oh, she's so cool, and she's just like not having any of it.
Yeah, and that like the guy's just like, oh shucks, why doesn't she like me?
Oh shucks, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, but like I'm sure I know on Disney Channel like liking people, liking boys, is like a very big deal in like every show.
It is,
And
like to the point where it even like takes up plots of movies where it shouldn't.
yeah,
Do you remember how we recently watched Invisible Sister? Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember how big they made the romance? I'm trying to remember if it was.
the romance was not necessary at
It
all.
annoyed me, but I like have trouble telling like how much of this is like, I'm an angry aromantic person. How much of it is also like, this is frustratingly crippling the plot.
I don't think it like crippled the plot, but it was just like it seemed like it was added in like the last minute. Because if you don't know the plot of Invisible Sister, like basically this girl who loves science makes her sister invisible on Halloween, and it's like, woo! They have to like race against the clock to make her not invisible anymore. So that's fine. But then they just add in a romance and like they're just like oh, that boy is, I like that boy, but he doesn't like me. And at the end they get together. So there was like 2 scenes where they have a boy.
She like kept saying things like, a boy like him would never be interested in a girl like me.
Yeah,
and I
she's
was
like girl who loves science and
what's wrong
is
with you?
nice and is kind of emo.
Like
yeah,
she's like really
like,
she was only like baseline emo. It's like
Yeah.
even in like non-conformity fashion styles, it's still like super feminine. And,
yeah, I agree.
super like tailored towards like more palatable.
But he was like the jock character, so
I
she's just
guess
like,
in
he'll never like me, a
fantasies-
non-jock. And I'm like,
In
No.
fantasy settings, they are allowed to have more wild outfits, I guess. What I'm talking about is, of course, I love the wardrobing in The Descendants. I'm disgusting. I like. There are beefs I could have with that movie, but I'm like, I see a costume in front of me, I'm like, oh, nice.
oh my god, I still haven't seen Descendants, and I really want to see it because Harry talks about it all the time.
I'm like low key like either always mad about it or like in love. It
my
like
God.
it's really
It, like, switches.
it's really back and forth. Cause like half the plot of that is romance too. Like
and from what I've heard from you, it doesn't seem necessary because it's more about like friendship and like family stuff, right?
yeah,
As far as I
don't
know.
understand why it was like, we need to like get closer to the wand, so you have to fake date the prince guy so that we can get the thing. And I'm like, they could probably have found another way to get the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, there was something sort of like, I can't decide how I feel about like the subversion of the fact that like she was supposed to use a love potion on the guy and like it didn't work. So he just like pretended so he could still hang out with her.
Oh my god.
So like
That's kind of wild.
the whole time, like he like actually had a crush on her.
Oh, okay. It's like a little cute. Like whatever.
I understand. Like on one level, I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. They're just they're just weird kids. Like I thought it was like kind of funny that that's what ended up happening, and that like all her worries about being a bad person really were unfounded. And I liked that that was part of validating her. And it was like, people really do like you.
Yeah.
Like, and that was important. But like, it was still weird. It was still weird that there were so many romantic scenes, and it was like, what are you doing?
It's just like
It like took away from there being screen time for other characters, and all of the girls, like there was such a divide between girls and boys in that movie. I'm sorry you can't like talk for this.
It's okay.
But like, it was always like girls in girl spaces. One of the reasons Mal was able to get super popular, like her other friend Evie, right? She like is super like feminine and girly, and like wanted to like help people do makeovers, but like Mal's really good at like magic, so she's able to give people like new hairstyles. So like she gets in with all of the other girls by helping them do makeovers.
Okay.
And that's not really Mal's thing either.
I feel like a lot of things with Disney, as far as I can tell, like, I think we were talking about this the other day, how it's like, it's not as bad as it could have been.
It's the thing where like people like baseline, I'm gonna say this thing is feminist because there are girls and we sort of tried to put in good messages, but like there's also weird stuff.
Yeah, it's really hard. I feel like it makes it hard to enjoy things.
Receipts together on Disney XD shows that are live action, because I haven't watched a bunch of them in forever.
Yeah, I don't have enough receipts for them.
Dude, when I came back home once and I was like, they're in a new place in Lab Rats. Why are they on this island? Is this the Pair of Kings Island? And they just didn't know what to do with it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, do you guys remember Pair of Kings?
Was that with Kyle Massey and
Mitchell Musso, and they were twins?
I did not know that.
Your face was so
what the hell?
And then they had to get rid of Mitchell Musso because he had like a DIY or something.
I mean, DUI?
DUI, sorry.
I was like, that sounds fun.
He had an Etsy page. And they were like, you cannot sell Disney merchandise. The work of your hands is Disney merchandise. You cannot sell it on the internet. You can't do that. God. So they replaced him, and they made up a plot about them having a third brother, and the third brother was the like blonde kid from Zeke and Luther.
I don't even know who that is.
No, it's more
so
like red
ridiculous.
hair. Never mind. It's the redhead from that. I don't know.
It's the kid from Zeke and Luther on Austin and Alley. Or is that a different redhead kid?
You know what? I don't know, but maybe.
For some reason, I feel that that's true. But
I
didn't watch a lot of Zeke and Luther.
Really bad taste. I love all the weird, bad dude bro-y shows on Disney XD. Like,
oh my god. I feel like I've seen part of Zeke and Luther. And they were just like kind of like surfer bros, right?
They're like skateboarder bros.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
And there's like a bunch of like really ridiculous plots. There's like an episode where they like meet Tony Hawk, and like one of them's moving from the town, and like,
why is Tony Hawk so willing to be on kid shows? I feel like he's been on like kid shows for like since I was a little kid.
Just like try to get money. He needs some cash. I think there was like definitely an episode where they had to jump the shark. Like one of them was like challenged to skateboard over the shark. Either this was also a plot in Ned's Declassified, or I'm getting Zeke and Luther confused.
Wait,
or
the
they
Tony
both
Hawk
used
one?
The jump the shark plot. I think it happened in both shows.
I don't remember.
There's someone who knows a ton of Zeke and there's someone who knows a ton of Zeke and Luther out there, and they like are mad right now. I think sometimes I get confused because the guy who played Cookie is also in Zeke and Luther.
He is?
Yeah, he's one of their like wacky friends.
Oh, I loved Cookie. I know a lot about Ned's Declassified. I'm just saying. We can talk about Nickelodeon too.
Actually, you know what? Like, there are a lot of ways channels are gendered, and Nickelodeon has multiple channels, right?
Yes, they have like Nicktoons, Teen Nick. Teen Nick is definitely all for girls.
Even
I just
like
gotta
regular
say.
Nick is just kind of like dedicated to pushing SpongeBob and trying to make something that looks like a Disney sitcom.
Trying to make something that looks like Schneider is still there.
Also that.
Because like what is
What,
his
did
name? Rob
he
Schneider.
leave?
He made like iCarly, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, Victoria Justice's show. What's that one called? Victorious. I'm like, I knew it was about her name, but he made all those shows, and then he like stopped. He they stopped hiring him, or like he left or something, and now they're just like struggling to make shows.
Sometimes I think about the fact that Sam and Cat happened, and
I
I'm just like, I'm so
can't
emotionally
believe-
unsettled.
I can't believe it happened. I've only seen one episode, and I couldn't even like watch the whole
Yeah.
thing. It was tragedy. So I think they're just like trying to like keep
I don't
that spirit of
yeah.
good live action or like fun live action alive.
Because I don't know that, like, because the Schneider shows, like, did take, like, a shift. Like, they're all, like, kind of a buddy comedy thing. Did he also do Keenan and Kel?
No, I think he was involved.
He was involved. Okay, he was
I
involved in the
think.
production. So you've got,
Yeah.
like, dude buddy with, like, the Drake and Josh and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
they kind of moved to, like, girl buddy stuff.
And I think
some
that
of the
was
plots are different,
fine.
I think, sometimes. But they are a lot of the same. There's a lot of the same, like, there's the practical one and then the kind of dumb one.
Yeah. I talk about
And then-
Zoe 101, how that breaks the mold of that forever. But most of his shows are just like,
Two people.
Two-
One of them,
two
like,
girls or
really
two
likes, like, loves dating.
yeah.
And is super
yeah.
into it. But, like,
And the one's like kind of like silly
yeah.
in some way.
Though, like, I can't see there being a character, like, even right now for humor, a character like the Drake's character, which was, like, sort of a gross character retrospectively.
I'm trying to think of what Drake was like. He like
He was just,
played
like,
guitar,
kind of,
and he
like-
was like he
He was
dated
like,
a lot of
always
girls.
dating like a lot of girls, but like in kind of a way he was like really rude to them sometimes.
Definitely was. He like
There was, like-
treated them like dirt.
Yeah, there was like that one plot with the girl who like giggled a lot, and he wanted to break up with her because she was awkward, but it turned out she was like Mrs. Hafer's daughter.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And like he was so rude to her.
He was rude to like everyone he like dated. I feel like
Yeah,
he like
and there was
treated
like the
women
bet
like they were
where
just,
they're like, we have to date more girls than the other one. He was supposed
Yeah.
to. He was supposed to learn that he needs to stop doing that. He immediately did it. Like they didn't change his character after that episode.
yeah.
He
I
was
feel
like, I really do want to date you, this one girl. Come on.
I feel like there's like rarely any like character growth on his shows,
Yeah,
except for
they just kind of do
actually
the same
not
thing.
even like all of them. Yeah, they keep on just making the same mistakes, which makes sense if you want to view it as like a like not continual plot, but they do show like a continual
Relationship
plot.
drama is so, weird
So-
on all these shows. I always forget it. For some reason, I started thinking about relationship drama, and then my mind immediately dipped to all of the drama in Wizards of Waverly Place. If you remember how much drama was in that,
I remember there was like drama.
there was like so
With,
much
like,
drama with
long-term-
like Justin's girlfriend.
Yeah, like the vampire, Bridget
Yeah,
Mendler's character.
yeah,
Yeah, Juliet. And like with what was Selena Gomez's characters?
Mason.
Mason the werewolf. They both like fell in love with these like supernatural people. And that was a lot of drama, but they like dated them for like a long time. Like I feel like there was not like a lot of like
There was like
one-off dating.
yeah,
As far as I know, like Alex, I feel like never dated anyone.
yeah, because like I think that
seriously-
wasn't
at least
like
seriously.
too important.
It wasn't. And they didn't show it, which is weird. But like that's like I feel like that wouldn't be not like Alex's kind of like character to like date a lot of people anyway,
Yeah.
unless she like wanted something out of them.
It would just seem like a lot of bother to her, honestly.
yeah.
like,
she's like I don't have time for this.
unless they were like super cool. Like she just seems like someone who would more like hang out with people than be like romancy.
Yeah, I really
I-
kind of miss characters like Alex. I feel like she was like a lot. I feel like she was kind of different from a lot of characters on Disney Channel because like
Okay.
she did not give a single heck.
As a child, I had like a pre-made rant about how much I loved Alex Russo. like she's a good character and she's allowed to do the Disney sitcom like I'm mean, but she is mean. Like she's not like a good girl who's good to everyone and is really nice, but is actually really rude to everyone. Like every
Yeah.
single Disney product.
But like
Jessie,
everyone
like-
knows that she's like
everyone knows she's
rude
nasty
and like lazy.
and she's actually like, when it comes down to it, much nicer than a lot of them like on the inside. Like she's like a
Yeah.
better person than like the Jessie kind of character.
She'll like do the right thing, but she won't be like, I have to do the right thing. She'll just like, I'll do the right things. Like my brothers are in trouble and they're
She's
dumb.
like, it seems reasonable that I would do the right thing
Yeah.
at this point. Like And like she like does like she like tells people when things are like absolute like not like pointless. Like she's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. But
and
still, like with her relationship with Harper, like Harper does ridiculous things all the time. She wears ridiculous things all the time because she's super crafty and loves making things. And like I feel like in a bad universe, like Alex would like not like Harper because like she's like, oh, she's like different. But like they get along really well, even though they're very different people, and they still really love each other. Yeah. And like Alex doesn't give a hoot what Harper does as long as Harper's like content.
Yeah, I'm glad like for the most part they don't make fun of each other, and they did a really good job when like Alex got like her wizard friend that was played Velma a bunch of times and other things.
Oh, the one that's in Lemonade Mouth? Yes.
Like they worked really well through like their friendship issues and jealousy stuff, and they never made like I remember there was supposed to be like Harper has a creepy crush on Justin, but they
that was like the
go
whole
of
thing,
it after a couple seasons.
I think they just became like friends after a while.
Because he's just such a creepy dork.
Yeah, he really is. He's not worth Harper's time. I'm really glad that like that didn't go anywhere.
Oh God.
And then Harper like finds someone like who she likes hang out with, and like their relationship is like the most chill I've seen on Disney Channel, I think.
Channel, like,
now that I'm thinking about it,
relationships, they're all like
they did though. This one, I think it was what is his name? What's the brother's name? Not Justin. Justin. Oh, Justin. Okay.
Okay. Not Max.
He has like a friend who's like kind of like silly, and like he like gets with Harper eventually, and they're just like I don't even know if it's like clear if they're dating. I think it is clear, but like they just like hang out and they have fun.
There's like a good, I can't cite the user. There's a good Tumblr post that's just like, I'm watching a movie and there are 4 like dudes and 3 girls. What's gonna happen? what's the 4th man going to do?
Oh my God!
And they're like, and then like they like update. They're like updated. They introduced a 4th girl. Everything's fine.
Oh my God! No, that's really real. But like I'm thinking about Max now. Max never ends up with anyone. I don't think. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Max is also like 12.
Well, he grows up. He
he's
starts as 12
like
and he like ends like being like
like
16. Like he like gets like a foot taller. He like goes through puberty like on the show. But like I feel like there's never any plots with him like and like a girl as far as I can remember.
Yeah, I can't remember too much about that.
Max does his own thing and I love it.
Right now, like even like little kids like need to be shipped on like these Disney Channel shows. It's like Girl Meets World. Like they have like a plot of projecting like their little son who's like in like not even in grade school, right? Like there's a plot
he's like
where they're like where like the mother is being weird about like him inviting like another little girl child to the house.
Yeah, because Eva's like really rude. Because and, like what's her name? Not Tamara. Topanga. Topanga like hates this girl because she's like so rude.
Oh, okay.
And like, but like
there's a weird like
he's like
idea
I'm
of, like,
in love with
projecting
her.
romance on them.
Yeah, like he's just like already thinking about romance already. I'm like, please calm down. I know that your parents are very, very heterosexual, but you don't have to be at this young age. Just like don't even think about that.
In a few years, your dad will have a history class on this that's specifically tailored to your life moral.
Oh my God. And like they just immediately ship Riley with some like new kid at school, Lucas. And they have zero chemistry.
There was a little venom when you said Lucas.
I do not think that he should be on this show. If this show was just about 2 girls being friends, it'd be so much better. But they had to introduce Lucas at the very beginning and ship them, and he's like, I'm from Texas. I don't know what it's like to live in New York.
That weird Fargle kid.
Yeah, they have Farkle, who's like Minkus' son, and like he's like in love with Riley and her friend whose name I forget right now.
Just both of them, just straight up.
Yeah, he's like I'm in love with both of you, and I can't choose because like Riley's like Riley's my sun, and this other girl is my dark moon.
That's so skeevy.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh, Girl Meets World is so bad. Oh, we will offend people.
I still watch it though. Not always, but I watch it.
But yeah, like
it's fine.
I think like there's a standard where like with the Max principle, there's like guys in these shows don't have to be in relationships, but girls do. Like every girl character has to be attached to a relationship.
I'm thinking about iCarly now, which is kind of separate, but I think the friend character on Girl Meets World reminds me of Sam and iCarly because they're both like kind of like very feminine, like have long like blonde hair, like wear makeup,
But they're
but
also
are like kind of
rude.
you're supposed to think they're like
caustic
rude
and goth and like
yeah, and it's like they like hate everything, and like they have troubled family lives, and they have moms who like are like they're estranged from. They're very very similar.
Actually, yeah.
So, but I'm thinking about Sam, and like I feel like Sam, like it would make so much sense for her not to like want to date anyone because I'm getting worked up. So they made Sam be like Freddie, which makes no sense. She literally hates Freddie. Hates. And I don't know why they had to like make them, because people shit them online, so they're just like, why not do it on the show? I hate that mentality that like people think that the fans are always right. I'm sorry, fans, you're not always right.
Oh damn! Oh, if anyone over here,
Calling some shots out here.
over on the other side likes SETI, oh man, you're going down.
Honestly, at the time, I liked SETI. I like it better than what's the other one?
Whatever Carly and Freddie is probably.
Yeah, Farley.
Let's be real.
I don't know.
The real ideal is like probably like all friends or
Yeah, they shouldn't date each other. It's dumb.
you're making a web series with them. Don't do that.
Literally,
It's
there
just
was an
gonna be
episode
drama.
where they went to a con and there was like a ship war at their con.
That messed me up.
You saw that one?
Yes.
Okay, that
And then
was
there's,
just like the most. It was like too meta and gross.
The only good thing about any of those episodes was always Spencer doing something terrible in the background for me.
Yes.
Like I was
Why
like
did Spencer have to date so many women?
I was like young and ridiculous enough to think Spencer was really funny. I totally did not.
I love Spencer.
I totally did not attach to the fact that he had to date a lot. Yeah, it's like guy
he
characters.
did.
If they date a lot, and they're like really good at it, and they're not like
Yeah.
awkward.
He's like a total doof like most of the time. And then like when he talks to a girl, he's like all suave and smooth. I'm just like, please,
Ew.
you're not. You're not.
It's like at home you're making a mayonnaise slip and slide. Calm down over there.
oh my god.
Like,
no, that's
oh,
real.
don't do that.
There's one episode where like I think Spencer and like Freddie go on a double date with like two girls. Literally, Spencer is like 30. And he's going on a double date with like a 15-year-old and his
date
girlfriend.
episodes
Like,
make me so angry because usually like they're about either like I don't even know, it's like shipping off people or like there's like usually a fake dating plot that turns into real dating, and it's so irritating.
honestly,
Also,
I'm a sucker for fake dating. I have to say,
I want to give
it's a guilty
you
pleasure.
an example of something that like was the most disappointing. Like I had so much hope in the beginning of an episode, and just it dashed it before like the first minute was over. All right, so there's a lot of romance drama in regular show, right? Okay.
Oh, God.
Basically, what happens is all the girl characters at some point are dating established guy characters, and it's really boring and annoying, and it shouldn't happen.
Like
so-
Mordecai and
Margaret and
Margaret.
CJ, and even Eileen ends up dating Rigby.
I heard that they were like dating in secret for like a long time and didn't tell anyone. Is that true?
Yeah, that's actually true. Not even like secret dating.
haven't
they were just
seen it.
They were just kind of like you know, like they just were, and like Mordecai never noticed, so it wasn't really like a secret. It was
Mordecai
just like
sucks.
Mordecai's just like a selfish jerk. Like he doesn't understand dating,
Honestly.
and he doesn't like know. Like I'm like, if this were like a different type of show, like if I were writing this, it would probably be like Mordecai is like aromantic and is putting himself through relationships because he really likes these girls as people but doesn't understand that he's not romantically interested in them and gets confused. Like I would really like a storyline like that, but it will never happen.
That'd be nice.
But what's happening is Margaret wants to like reconnect with CJ, Mordecai's current girlfriend, and she wants to like them to be friends because there's been like a lot of drama between them. So she like goes to CJ's house or Eileen's house, wherever wherever CJ is at the moment, and is like, hey, I think we should get to know each other. I think we should be friends. And then immediately goes, why don't we go on a double date?
Why? That's what
could-
got you into this mess in the first
It could have
place.
been an episode of them hanging out, and they could have developed a conflict around that.
Yeah.
But immediately, like, oh, we have to get the guys we're interested in
Yeah. You
involved.
should get like the main characters in here, even though they're not necessary.
Even though, like, you could build these people as main characters and, like, not have them dating the main characters. I literally don't understand.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I haven't seen that show in a long time.
Like, I really,
disappointed.
really like regular show. I think a lot of the characters are really fun, and I actually really love the girl characters. I think they're really funny. I think they're a lot of fun. I especially love CJ and Eileen. I think they're great. And I think any episode with them in it that doesn't involve dating is just a real joy. Like, I really like these. Like, I'm like cheering for these people. Like, I'm always ready to like be happy for characters, and I'm always ready to like enjoy their presence. And CJ is basically like, she's voiced by the same person who voices Wendy in Gravity Falls, and she pretty much is Wendy,
Linda
but like in her
Cardellini?
but like in her 20s. Like, she's like the same sort of character, and it's a lot of fun to see. And it actually, in a lot of ways, like, CJ and Mordecai is like the weird Dipper Wendy relationship.
Oh God!
It's actually
does it work out though? Like, does it like work?
I haven't gotten that far yet. I don't.
No, but like, does like do the dynamics work?
Does it work? I think like, since they're on like the same level, like, and they're like the same age, like, it's fine. They have more fun, I think, hanging out together as like people, but like trouble with the ideas of dating, because there's like a whole plot where they're like, oh, we just hang out a lot, we think we're dating, and like Rigby and Eileen are like, but have you gone on a real date?
Oh my God!
And then they force themselves to go on a real date.
I think I've seen
and
this
it's just like,
and it's like really like super romantic, like, and they fuck everything up though.
Yes,
I've seen this one.
Yeah, and they have like Rigby and Eileen get stuff for them in the background, like, and they're always like hiding in the bathroom to call them. Like,
oh my God!
Like they have like a lot of fun on screen together, and I just like wish it wasn't like the second it's like, oh, we have to be in a relationship, like, it's all about the characters stressing themselves out and not having fun with each other anymore.
That sucks.
I don't know. I think it like puts weird ideas on like what relationships should be.
That actually happened in Girl Meets World.
Oh,
with Lucas, because they kissed very casually one time, and then everyone's like, oh, you're dating now, aren't you? And then everyone's like, you have to go on a real date, and they're like, we're really, really awkward about this, and we're not being comfortable with each other anymore. We should just stop and like just like be friends, and if something happens, it happens. And that's what they decided to do, and it's okay, kind of okay. But like, I wish like I feel like everyone in the show still like ships them, and I'm like, it's very evident.
It's like always weird when like other characters like really support relationships in like a weird way, in like a being fans of it kind of way, because that's not what you should do in real life. You should support your friends who are in a relationship, but like don't act like it's don't act like it's your like John Locke fan fiction happening in real life.
No, that's true, and you shouldn't like pressure people to do something they don't want to do. So I know in Girl Meets World, like everyone was like, the whole school was like rallying for like them to like, go on a date, and they're just like,
it was like like, I'm assuming that's a less dramatic version of the little Gideon episode, the Hand That Rocks the Mabel, the one where it's like, oh, we should date. The whole town thinks we should date. There are like magazines about us dating, and
that was intense.
You just need to keep doing this. That was so weird. Oh, there's more stuff with Gideon in the new episode, and they like tried to resolve. No, they like literally did try to resolve his like creepy crush on Mabel, and I think they're gonna slow down on it now.
I like forgot about it, to be honest. I don't care about Gideon.
It was better than I was expecting.
Okay.
It did involve Mabel not being there, which is something that frustrated me. But like, and it also involved like Dipper using wisdom he gained from his failed relationship with Wendy.
Oh,
he was just like,
God,
you know,
I hate
if you're
Dipper
just
being
gonna,
on his high horse about getting over Wendy.
He's just like, if you're gonna be like this with another person, it just makes it weird. Like, you shouldn't do this. Like, this is weird. Like, and if you really care about her, you won't like think about her or treat her like this.
Yeah.
Which was reasonable.
It
was complicated. I have a lot of complicated feelings right now, and like I don't want to say that Mabel is like essentially like fridged right now, but she is.
Like, how so?
She's like trapped in like a weird bubble thing, like bubble prison thing.
What the?
She's been gone for like an entire episode. I'm so sorry.
I need to watch this like today.
I'm sorry for spoiling like all huge episodes, but like
it's fine.
Like, Mabel is pseudo fridged. Like,
why?
I don't understand why. Like, I know the thing in the other episode, other things that I can or can't spoil. But, like, I hope that whatever happens to her getting out of there is more on her end. Because we're all kind of worried about whatever an interdimensional, creepy, Bill-produced prison would be like. it's probably gonna be like more of like a scary mind thing. Like I'm expecting them to find like a whole nother world in there.
Oh
that's
my
like-
god.
I'm a little scared for her. I have a lot of expectations, and Alex Hirsch, game is on you.
Oh my god.
Also, please stop mentioning the Dipper Wendy thing. Let them be
It's
friends.
been
Let
so
them stop
long.
being
No one
awkward.
cares. I'm behind. I don't even care.
The only important thing you need to know about the last episode is that they lost Robbie because he was taking a selfie.
Oh my god. Tammy's rubbing off on him. Oh my god.
That was weird. Oh, I like that we're just talking about relationships in things, but like those, like I guess that like frames like the idea that like girls and boys need to be in relationships, especially
it's like
girls.
Girls need to be in relationships with boys, but boys, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Boys can do what they want. I'm like, don't appreciate that at all.
Yeah, I just don't. Which,
Nope.
again, doesn't always happen in XD things, but like sometimes does. But like then you also have like the rare super chill show like Wander Over Yonder, where you just have like Sylvia and Wander and this like best friend partnership, which I love. It's actually probably the best platonic relationship on either channel.
Wait, is that on
Fight
Disney
me.
or Disney
It's
XD?
on Disney XD.
I think
it
all
used
the
to be on
cartoons
Disney.
are on Disney XD.
They moved all the cartoons. I think they even moved Star, which is weird
Yeah,
because
they
it seems
did.
like a girly show that they would keep on the main channel, but they don't even
No,
want
it-
cartoons on the.
It's like girls don't like cartoons. Why would they want to watch them?
Girls
Literally,
don't like animation.
literally false.
Literally.
They have Star and sometimes Disney, like, but it's like always reruns. I've already seen.
When they have stuff on Disney, they have the weird like Disney XD on Disney, so it's always advertised like
Yeah.
it's Disney XD for some reason.
I don't know, branding.
It's,
like,
it is
I
a
don't-
very weird net of branding.
I don't understand it though.
I mean, like,
especially with Star,
yeah.
because I feel like
I guess now that like
Girls would
Disney
appreciate that.
XD isn't the channel where shows go to die, aka the channel that killed Motor City and Tron. I liked those shows a lot, guys. Motor City was really sexist, but I liked it
oh my God.
because I'm a bad person with no taste. There was
No.
like one girl. There was one girl in the main cast
out of how many people?
out of like 5 characters. It's like a
Oh.
5-core man. It's the 5-man band that's in all of these. It's like the 5 characters. One of them's a girl. That's like the action team in all of the Disney XD
Yeah.
shows. I mean, like, there's more likely to be more girls in Disney Channel shows, but like,
I think there always is, but it still doesn't help. Like I'm thinking of I Didn't Do It, which is not a good show. I've only seen a few episodes, but it's not very good. I like how casual it is though. That's kind of nice. It's like very chill, but it's almost like too chill. But there's 3 girls and 2 boys, which is like they always have like that ratio for like every 2 girls has to be 1 boy. Kind of like Lizzie McGuire, That's a Raven. All those old shows like had like 2 girls, 1 boy.
that's really the ideal trio anyway. Or 3 girls.
That's why I'm like that's the ideal, but this is not the worst, but not ideal.
Yeah, I just
But yeah, I think like most
yeah,
shows now
it's
have
almost like the idea
that.
that like if we want boys watching, boys can't relate to girl characters, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I'm thinking about Girl Meets World now, and like there's at one point there was like the 2 main girls who were the main characters, but now it's like there's like 3 boys and 2 girls, and I'm just like wondering if they like made it that way, so like it could be watched by like not only girls and like by like boys too, because like it was supposed to be like a family show, but they made it like a girl show, like in quotation marks.
Well,
So they just added boys, and now it's
that's
supposed to be
what
like more
happens
boy friendly.
with the marketing of Tangled. That's why it was called Tangled, because they didn't want to call it Rapunzel, because that would attach it to princesses. And all of the commercials focused on Flynn Rider, because they were like, look, here's a cool boy you can relate to. And I love Flynn Rider. I think he's a really funny character. I think he's a great character. He's a lot of fun. And he's one of my favorite Disney male leads in a long time. And I think his relationship with Rapunzel is really organic and really fun. And I think they both bring out cool parts of each other. And I really like Tangled, actually. But like, I hate that it has to be like, this is the important character. This is the guy. This is who we're marketing. Like,
I did not know that happened.
and like all the posters like had to include him with Rapunzel. It's like the shot of them and the hair together, given the DreamWorks eyebrow. It's
my
like,
God.
oh, look, there's a boy here too, and he's cool.
Oh
like,
my God. I hate this.
it's the same way. It's why Disney is using like adjectives to name their movies instead of like the princess and
Oh,
frog.
like Brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the bear, the princess and the bear, or the bear and the bow, or I think was what they were gonna call it, or something like that. Like, no, you can't sell this on the fact that there are girls in it, and you can't imply that there are girls in the title. You couldn't call Frozen the Snow Queen.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about Frozen.
And like Frozen isn't even about Frozen. It's about the guys. Like no, like I feel like everyone thinks I'm wrong about Frozen, and I will get into real fights with people about Frozen because like Elsa has 20 minutes screen time total in the movie.
What?
The movie is like an hour and a half, and it's supposed to be named after her. She barely shows up, and when she does show up, it's just like, I disapprove of your marriage, Anna, and like to be scared. Like she's scared, and she isn't good at being sisters with Anna.
I still haven't seen this goddamn
And
movie.
like Anna gets like the sassy guy partner who like makes fun of her the whole time that he's like teaching her what to do in the wild. And like it's not, I guess it's not about the guys, but the guys like are like part of driving the plot that like as they're not, and like any character besides Anna and Elsa are guys. Like for some reason all the royalty that they talk to are dudes. Like
What?
yeah, there's like for some reason the Duke had to be a guy. I don't know why they had to have that character at all. He was annoying.
Do they show their parents in it?
Oh, their parents show up for like 5 seconds. They die immediately
Jesus.
because it's a Disney movie. Kill your parents. So like that's a thing, and it's like I get like the girls are important, and the story is like about their sisterly love, but like the plot relies on like them barely communicating and having been isolated from each other almost their entire lives, which just seems pointless. And the movie is just an utter mess of rewrites.
Oh my God.
You can taste all the rewriting all over it. I'm not going to talk about Frozen again. Okay. So
It's fine. It's fine.
so yeah, it's like unlike Gigantic, the one that's coming out that's going to be about like a giant girl.
I haven't heard.
I don't
about
know.
this.
That one's not new. That one's like been announced. That one's not like coming out anytime soon.
Oh, okay.
Moana is still being called Moana. Maybe they won't change the
Oh,
title. Maybe
I
they'll
forgot
change the
about that.
title to like Island or something terrible at the last minute.
Oh Jesus. I hope not.
Come on, let Moana have her name be the title. Let her win. Let her win.
I still hated that there's this idea that like in children's audiences like boys consume media more than girls. Like, why do people think that? I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. I feel like at least Disney Channel and like Nickelodeon are very like worried about like isolating boys with having like girl characters, and I'm just
it's
like
the same thing with book covers. The book covers are designed to like entice guy readers because it's like boys read less, so we have to cater to them for some reason.
oh, and like changing like authors' names, like J.K. Rowling.
Oh yeah.
So like, why should we be punished because boys don't read?
Or,
like
or
literally
or
boys do
like
read.
When they pick
but
the scene
I'm
that's
just
like
saying.
the painting for the cover, they like gotta pick like make sure one of the guy characters is like in the front.
Yeah.
I almost like I'm actually I'm gonna talk about Gravity Falls again for a second, but not in like a complaining way. Something that I think is really important about like the extra textual media that they made, like Dipper and Mabel's Guide to Mystery and Nonstop Fun or whatever that's called. I can never remember. I always get it confused with the Unexplained Shorts title-wise. But there's like it would have been really easy to make a book that was like just written by Dipper and like sell it. But like they made sure that like there were Mabel parts and it was advertised like as like something with both of them. Like the cover makes it obviously it's about like both of them and it's gonna be fun and it's gonna be cool. And like the rare amount of merchandise, like Mabel has a stuffed animal and Dipper doesn't, like and they both have little action figures, so like I could see it like really easily being in merchandising, like maybe not, because like she's cute, but
I feel like it would be like easier to be like.
I mean, also like, Gravity Falls has
boys will buy
very
Dipper merch.
little merchandise, I think, also because it's like neutral and it's quote unquote not easy to put in the girls section or the boys section.
Oh,
I think that actually probably is why there hasn't been a big push for merchandise for Gravity Falls, but I don't know if that's true, so you can't quote me on it.
I like that makes
That's
sense.
a conspiracy theory.
Oh my god.
And that's why they're always trying to sell the gnome, because the puking gnome is more neutral than trying to sell Dipper or Mabel.
That's true. That's true.
And I hate it.
Waddles.
I hate the puking gnome. I will fight that gnome to the death. I will
feel like
fight
that's, like, so old.
whoever drew that gnome to the death. I don't care if it's Ian Worrell. I love you, but I will fight you if you are responsible for that gnome, Ian.
Oh my god.
I hate that gnome.
I hope he hears this. Oh my god. Jesus. But
yeah,
no,
like,
that makes sense though. I just I feel like I just like want to go into a rant about representation, but I won't. But I'm just saying, why do people who advertise this shit like care more about representing boys in their media than they do about girls who like are like probably gonna be more likely to like this media?
Yeah, which is why like
because they like their like, channel is like targeted towards them.
Yeah, which is why like the boy channel or whatever like. When shows get moved to Disney XD, they get lower ratings.
Yeah, not everyone has Disney XD.
Because it's an exclusive extra channel. That's why it gets lower ratings. Like, why would you not put it on your main channel? Like,
yep.
I don't know if it's like a thing where these shows have gotten complaints or something. I can't tell. Because I think in a lot of ways, even Star is something that's like not always palatable to like main parent audiences.
I would say that as coming from like a family where like I wasn't supposed to like watch cartoons that were like really like violent and there was like fighting.
I can definitely
like,
see that there are probably a lot of parents that are really not into Star or like Gravity Falls.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I'm like honestly, I'm very surprised that Gravity Falls is like allowed to be on Disney Channel like a lot of the time. But
it's
like,
just weird.
It's a blessing. But
Also,
it's
if you're
confusing.
against Wander Over Yonder, you're probably just a mean person.
Oh my god.
Who doesn't love love. Though my one complaint being, of course, that Sylvia is the only like consistent girl character. Though again, we have a girl villain right now. I love Lord Dominator. I love her. I've only seen one episode with her in it, but I know I love her already.
Oh my god.
Because she's got a really good character design. But yeah, like, because of this, like, focus on, like, gendering, like, there's an idea that girls have to be a specific way. The fact that there's a binary of girls and boys as well is something that's, like, harmful that's always portrayed in these channels.
Yeah.
And, like, it's obvious because there are boys and girls, they have to have relationships in a certain way with each other. There's a super devaluing of platonic relationships. There's a lot of, like, meanness in family relationships that, like, doesn't get resolved a lot too. There's also like the idea that brother and sister siblings should fight a lot because they're girls and boys and they're different. Like the older sister in like Kirby Buckets or whatever is like, I'm the older sister. She's like the like
Candace and Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, like Candace has to get them in trouble.
Liz McGuire and Matt.
Yeah, like there's like usually girl siblings and boy siblings aren't as much against each other. Like you'll notice in Liv and Maddie, the boy siblings team up.
Yeah, they like fight the nice and they get
like,
along.
And
Liv
they're
and
not
Maddie
even
are
like
super
the
close.
same. They're not like the same age either. They're like there's a huge age gap. With them.
But they still have like similar interests and they like get along.
Yeah.
And they share a room.
And they have their weird little man cave.
They
had like a man cave fight over. I remember that. That's one of the episodes I saw.
Oh my god, I've seen that so many times. Yeah, but like that just like was a good summary of a lot of points that we just talked about. I'm very impressed with what you just said.
I didn't even feel the sibling thing coming on, but it was good.
No, I like didn't.
And
even,
then
I
there's
never
like
think about that,
mom and sisters team up. The like brothers and fathers team up. Like there's very much a dividing on gender a lot.
No, that's true.
I think sometimes No, I was trying to think of something in an older show. I was thinking of Good Luck Charlie for a second because I think there are like episodes with like where the parents are able to like divide, where like the mom hangs out with like the floppy dumb blonde one,
Jason Dolly.
What's
his name? Oh god,
the requisite stupid brother with great hair.
Yes.
That I want that hair always.
Oh my god, what's his name?
Oh,
it's gonna bug me. I'll figure it out.
It's gonna mess me up. But like, I think that he hangs out with the mom sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I think that show actually gets towards being more balanced, but it's almost like the mom kind of like takes like the Linda Belcher sort of thing, where like the kids kind of all secretly think she's lame, but they all think the dad's kind of lame too. So there's actually some equal opportunity going on in Good Luck Charlie.
They're both like, I always heard that show was on air.
There's like not like a cool parent.
Yeah, they're just like both kind of like
I actually
goofy.
cannot believe I am being kind to Good Luck Charlie, which is not something I usually do.
No, it's okay. Honestly, Good Luck Charlie, it's such a bad show. But I like the family dynamics of the show because I feel like it's more about family than anything else.
You know, I'm trying to think
a little bit rare.
I think that also is how the family works in Dog with the Blog. Both of the parents are really hammy, and sort of like that means like they're usually able to like work with their children equally.
I think it's the same in Liv and Maddie as well.
Yeah, I think they're working on parents
the mom's
having
like very goofy.
I think they're working on having stuff like less divided, like a little now.
But
then there's a lot of like the weird stay-at-home mom who wants to be an actress thing, which also happens in like Good Luck Charlie.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I thought she had a she
does have a job. No, she's a nurse. Or
Oh,
is she
yeah,
a
yeah,
doctor?
yeah.
Never mind.
She's a nurse.
But like, there's like also
But,
like
like, she also
the
wants to be an
women
actress.
need for fame.
Yes.
That's Jessie. That's
Same in Liv and Maddie.
That's the mom in Liv and
Sometimes.
Maddie. The mom in Dog with the Blog is really hammy, but she like wants to like be cool and like do that. But like the dads, when they're hammy, it's not like, oh, I want to have an acting career. There's like this weird like feminization of acting and singing on like the Disney Channel.
Definitely. I was just thinking about Liv and Maddie still because I'm me, but but like
God bless your ability to love Liv and Maddie. Keep going.
Anyway, well, it's like there's all the dynamic with like mothers and sons, where it's like the son's like being nagged to do something that the mom wants to do because like on Liv and Maddie, there's an episode where if you've seen Arrested Development and like you know about Mother Boy. There's like a Mother Boy episode of Liv and Maddie where Parker doesn't want to be in this like mother-son contest with his mom where he'll have to dress up like a narwhal or something as a part of their costume, and he gets attention to try to get out of this event, but he has to go anyway. So it's like kind of that dynamic where like the son's being nagged by the mom to do something.
Yeah,
that I see a lot, not just in like kid shows, but also like. Adult shows like Arrested Development, that happens too, but it's with adult men and their adult mothers.
Of like how often they have like the sense they don't do as much of the sensible mom, dumb husband shtick as a lot of tropes go.
I can't think of any right now,
And
but
I think
I
of
don't
like
know.
somehow like
Lizzie McGuire.
I was watching a cool documentary about class representation in media. It's called Class Dismissed, and it was talking about how there's a possibility that the trope of the dumb father is usually connected to being working class, and that there's like this idea that working class people are like less educated and like have like and especially this idea of working class men as being like dumb. And, like, it's like they're so dumb, their women are, like, more responsible than them. And it's, like, a way of, like, showing women having power, but it's still kind of, like, implying that they're in a bad situation, that they would be dumb or desperate enough to end up with a guy like this.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting dynamic, also considering the fact that Disney Channel families are, like, they're way beyond working class. Or at least
they
like
try to seem like they are, but
the way
not.
they have the houses, the way they have like the sets, like really imply that they're wealthy, and there's not a lot of portrayal of like poverty and like people who are like struggling. Actually, like I'm actually like surprised. It's not very good representation necessarily. No, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but there's a lot of poor people in Gravity Falls. And it's not, like, stigmatized necessarily. Like Stan's poor. Seuss is poor. They're both really poor people, and they live in poor spaces. Like, the only reason... Like, Stan just has the shack because it was, like, there. Because he got it. Because it was from his brother. Like, he didn't pay for it. And it's falling apart, and he, like, doesn't eat a lot. And, like, his cheapness is because he has to survive, and he has to, like, pay for his secret projects and stuff like that. Like...
But he's like seen as like being like money hungry.
Yeah, but like that's also the thing, and like I don't know enough about like the Seuss stuff to say like what they're saying about him too much. I don't know if he like supports like pays for the house and supports his grandmother and everything like that.
Somehow, like, I don't.
But then there's
I
like
don't
the
know,
idea
but
of
I
the
don't think
loyal
so.
poor worker, and that also connects to like his being Hispanic. Also, like
Yeah,
like
and like working like tirelessly for like
yeah,
like all
and
day.
being like so loyal and
where Stan
considering
doesn't
his
appreciate
like
it.
employer literally his dad.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's hecked up.
It's hecked up. So I'm not gonna say it's a good example of people being poor, but I think that
It's like one of the few.
yeah. Old man
Like-
McGucket's being poor is just weird. Old man McGucket is like, I love him, but such a like a cluster of like not very well written like mental illness and like poverty and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know how to touch that.
I
to be
don't know how to touch that either. It's
my God.
like the idea that poor people in small towns are like weird country bumpkins.
Yeah,
Is
like,
something that
literally
happens
that's
in
what
Gravity
he
Falls
is.
a lot. Like even with the other characters.
He acts like he's like some kind of like southern like hick character, even though he lives in fucking Oregon.
I don't know why there are so many characters with southern accents in Gravity Falls, honestly.
Like I never thought about that until now.
A
But
little Giddy and his family. Where did they come
like
from?
all move?
I
from,
assume
like,
that
the South.
they moved from this. Like I assume that since they're supposed to be like almost like televangelists.
But I feel like it's like implied that at least a lot of the characters have like lived there their whole lives
Yeah.
because like they're like really involved with like town traditions and stuff. But maybe that's just kind of the nature of being in a
Yeah.
town that's like hecked up.
Yeah, I guess it's like since it's a cartoon, everyone's either cartoonishly rich or cartoonishly poor, which is why you get like
Yeah.
the Northwest. There
Yeah,
was a
the
talk about
Northwest
the
Manor.
economic gap in the Northwest Mansion mystery one, because that ghost was mad because they weren't treating the poor people well, and
Yeah.
the Northwests had always succeeded on the backs of the poor, which was what.
Well, it's like a little real.
I'm
so that's
always going
cool.
to talk about Gravity Falls. I don't know. This class discussion was not entirely necessary, but like again, the only poverty you tend to see is like male poverty. Like we don't know much about Seuss's poor grandma. We don't know
No.
much about like what she does and her experience of like being poor
Well, like we don't know much about like adult women in general.
in that
So-
entire show. Are there adult women? I swear to God, if there's not an episode with Chandra Jimenez lapping up this apocalypse stuff and her having a great time, I disagree heavily with.
Oh my god.
Like, I would be writing a full episode that's like a news broadcast from her, or shorts. That'd be so funny. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just like I'm thinking about like women like struggling financially, and the only thing I can think of is Uncle like Charlie. Like they're always like, we have 5 kids, we have no money, but like
I think
that's
that-
not demonstrated in the way they live.
Yeah.
And so like I don't know why
it's
there's that
also
gap.
important to notice that I don't know what's the story with their house. Did they build it? Because
I
if it
don't
was like
know.
if it was like an old family house that someone had bought in like the 70s, then that can be cheap.
But
And
I
they-
really
but,
think it's like
yeah.
a brand new house.
Yeah.
And like
So like there's like the idea of struggling and of like women and families struggling, but like it's not there too much.
yeah,
I
like
feel
they
like there's
they talk
someone.
it up, but like
I feel like there's someone
don't know.
who's poor that I'm like not thinking of.
I feel like in reality a lot of people on Disney should not have money. Like
I think that's like the thing with TV in general. Or
yeah.
like kids who can buy.
but like
It's like
they're
that,
just,
like the kids in Austin and Riley. Like they got to be like first of all,
Oh yeah.
they're way too rich for people who like own a music shop. Like that's
Yeah.
not very
and they have to
realistic.
like, oh no, we have to close the shop. I'm like, literally, the shop should have never been open.
like
Like, do you know how much it costs to buy like a storefront in a mall in Miami?
like
Got a lot of
God.
money.
And I think like there's the idea that like just by personality and the way she's characterized, Allie is supposed to be like a noble, poor, nerdy girl, just because the way they write her.
But like, she's like,
But she's
mega rich. 'Cause
She's pretty
like,
rich.
Made so much money off of her dumb songs. I don't know how the heck that happened.
Yeah, there's also the idea of like success being really fast, which is like
Yeah.
success, especially for like girl characters, is like really fast. If
And
they,
like
go
not
into
taking a
singing
lot
and
of
stuff.
work too. So
Or,
they'll
like,
be
if they're
I wrote
not
one
successful-
song and it's like a hit now.
Or there's like the idea that like they have to be really good and then they're immediately successful. And if they're not good, they're not successful, and that's why they're not successful. Like Jessie's acting career. Jessie's
Yeah.
bad at acting, and it's supposed
Yeah.
to be funny that she doesn't that she's struggling and she has a bad career in acting, and she's supposed to be poor. All of Debbie Ryan's characters are supposed to be poor.
Oh,
the
yeah,
one in
Sweet Life on Deck.
Sweet Life on Deck, she was supposed to be a poor country girl who got like a scholarship.
Yeah.
And her like experience. Oh, and Ashley Tisdale's character in The Sweet
Maddie.
Life.
Oh, I forgot about Maddie.
The other Maddie.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The
we're gonna
first
let's talk
Maddie.
about poor girls. Let's unpack some of these gals.
Like Maddie. They always make fun of her being poor.
She's also really
compared to
desperate to
London.
take advantage of London's situation and London's like intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like this idea that like also like there's like poor girls have bad taste. Like there's the idea that like she's not good at fashion and she's never gonna be good at fashion, and she has like a weird accent sometimes and she yells,
and it's like
but
fine.
she's not. And then they try to like judge her, but like she's fine.
Just like
And most of the time she's just wearing a uniform.
yeah.
Like it's not her fault. Her uniform is considered unfashionable by London. Like their interaction is like such a thing on like class and women. Like,
yeah. It's so weird. Because,
and she's like desperate to do anything for London to get some money.
yeah.
Like,
And so like, what is their like friendship really? You know?
yeah, and it's like it's okay that I'm not rich. I'm smarter than London, and that's it's all about kind of like being better and like pitting women like in class differences against each other.
True. That's really true. I feel like they're like friends, but they're like always like arguing or like disagreeing or like thinking one's better than the other. It's like
Yeah,
it's really petty the way they interact.
yeah.
But
Also, like, she must have some, like, hella scholarships to be going to, like, a Catholic school in a city.
yeah. Oh my god, that's so
Like-
true.
Like, first of all.
There's like this one episode like early in the series where London like loses her fortune or like something happens like that, and she gets it back obviously, but she has to like live with Maddie for like a little while, and like she lives in an apartment
that was-
near Fenway Park in Boston,
Which is, like,
just like literally like. I don't know anyone who can afford to live like near Fenway Park in Boston. It looked like an old like family home, but still like it seemed
It was
like pretty
ridiculous.
well maintained.
it was, like, the joke that the ball, like, hit their apartment building.
Yeah,
from
and
the
like she
game.
could like pass up peanuts from the window to
And
Maddie.
she yelled in, like, an accent, and it's kind of like a poor people have, like, a different,
They like
like,
have like
codes. Which
yeah.
is, like,
I like
it
never
didn't
even
work
thought about,
to
like,
the
that until now.
situation. Like,
Yeah, because like
but
she,
it
like-
is a thing that can happen.
because she just like has to like kind of like
It's
at work she has
she's
to like
being like a
mold
low
herself
Bostonian accent was like an idea sometimes too, like a low cultured accent.
Oh yeah.
Are
What
they
else?
Irish? Is there like a poor
I
Irish thing
think-
with them?
yeah, I
I
think
think
they're
that was the
Irish.
joke. Like her parents
They're
have
like Irish
accents,
or
right?
Scottish. Yeah.
I'm like on accents right now. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But yeah, and like their stuff doesn't work, and they don't have like enough beds, and like it's just a weird representation of how people are poor.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't like one of her parents like there was something about like possibly implying one of them was like super lazy too? I can't remember,
I
but
don't
like I'm
remember.
pretty sure there's some poor people are lazy thing with her parents. Like she works harder than her
I
parents
wouldn't be
do.
surprised.
Yeah,
but
because she's
that's,
gonna
like-
get out of there because she's determined and she's better than being poor.
Yeah, I feel like she like really believes she's like going to like be better off than her parents, just because she like does well in school, and like that could be a thing. But like
it's not bad to want to like
yeah,
go somewhere better. I'm like a poor kid, guys. Like let me let me have this.
I just like don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't really understand Maddie's character now.
Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot to stuff.
I'm like thinking about back in my childhood. I didn't question any of this.
Oh, like
Now I'm like,
there are a lot of weird ideas of like what it's like to be poor that's happening on the Disney Channel. Also, like, how did Dusty get a job like babysitting for
nanny?
super rich people?
Yes,
like you usually
that would
like,
never
nannies,
happen.
I think like if
to,
you're
like,
doing that, you
screen
also have
them?
to be like pretty like well off anyway.
probably.
Like I don't know that anyway. If anyone knows about the nanny industry right now with super rich people, tell us.
You probably have to have like lots of like good references of people who like.
Yeah, and it seemed like she
They
kind of
would
just kind of was like
find
bad out of
credible.
nowhere, and she was. It's like the idea that like if you're like determined and good in a certain way enough, like rich people will help you.
Yeah.
Someone will
Yeah.
bring you up.
It's like getting off the bus in New York and being like getting a job instantly.
Yeah.
That happens in this is unrelated, but Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
She just like gets a job.
Appears in New York and then she like gets to be like a assistant or like housekeeper to a rich person immediately.
Like she probably
it's
would
like,
have
that
been
would
applying to
never
jobs
happen.
before she got to New York. And if she
Yeah.
got to New York without a job, she would probably be in a homeless shelter or at a friend's
Yeah,
place
she
for a
finds an
while.
apartment her first day there.
And I'm assuming it's a beautiful apartment.
It's not.
Okay, that's good.
It's not. It's like it's a nice apartment, but it's underground. And they talk about how like the floor is not an actual floor.
Okay, so they say it's bad, but they don't show that it's bad.
Yeah, it's like livable space. It's
Yeah.
not great, but like honestly, it would be like what like a student could afford in Boston.
Oh, and
with a good amount of money.
Debbie Ryan's character on Sweet Life on Deck is the weird Southern poor thing. There's like the
Yeah.
Southern white poor people is like this idea of poor people,
Yeah,
which like again really pretty much straight up just eliminates like poor populations to white people and like has like this like aspersion that like poor people have bad taste and that's a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing because taste is cultural and it is developed through like your social position
yeah.
most often.
And like London, like it's just basically she's like a replacement for Maddie. It's like what other kind of like poor person could we think of to replace Maddie on this show? You know what I mean? Because Maddie wasn't on Sweet Life on Deck.
Oh,
So they
yeah.
needed like
yeah.
a stand-in for her, and like this time Cody has a crush on her.
Yeah,
and, like,
instead of
of
the
Zach.
blonde character. No one has a voice like Ashley Tisdale, so can you really replace the space she takes up? Just honestly, you can't.
I don't know if Debbie Ryan can, but
No, you cannot replace Ashley
tried.
Tisdale. Ashley Tisdale is a base layer of good.
oh my god,
I love her weird voice so much. You don't know.
oh my god,
There are like never girls with really weird voices on TV. Like,
I like kind of don't even question that her voice is weird because I'm just like so used to hearing it. You know what I mean? Because I've been listening to her since I was like in like 5th grade, so I'm just like it's just Ashley Tisdale.
it's just there she is.
But like she has a different voice and I think people like feel like Debbie Ryan has like a unique voice, but I'm like I'm so mean to Debbie Ryan. I shouldn't be this mean to her. I'm just
we just hate the roles Debbie Ryan has been in.
Yes,
I don't
just-
know how we actually feel about her. I don't know anything
I
about her.
have not met her before. We've not talked, so I can't say.
I
But-
probably we couldn't talk for 20 minutes without me being like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I hate Jessie.
Yeah.
I hate
I'd be
your
like, sorry,
entire
you decided
acting
for Jessie to be
career."
Orville. She probably hates Jessie.
She probably wants to get out of Jessie. Like,
She probably like will miss the money, but she probably has enough to like be okay for the rest of her life.
Just all kinds of There's, okay, we're like an hour in. What can of worms can we open?
We're an hour in, and we're still talking about Jessie, which we talked about for the first few minutes of the show. We circled back to Jessie, as we always
Will this
do.
circle be unbroken? Jessie's also bad for the representation of girls in general. Girls stupid. The black girls is like sassy.
Kills me.
Kills me so much.
Yeah, there's like 2 girls besides Jessie, and one's sassy and black, one's blonde and dumb.
And one's Jessie,
And one's Jessie.
which I don't want to unpack. Isn't she also Southern?
Yes, she's Southern. All her characters are Southern. I don't know if that's because Debbie Ryan herself is Southern, but I don't think
is
so.
Debbie Ryan Southern? That
I don't
accent on
think
Sweet
so.
Life on Deck was pretty fake.
I can look it up if you want. I'm going to look it up right now.
Please look it up.
I need proof. But, like, why are all her characters Southern in the first place? Like, usually, like, I feel like people, like, wouldn't
that's
care
such
where
a
the actor
weird
came from.
typecasting. It is
Yeah.
It's not Disney's usual weird racial typecasting, which is already the worst thing in the world.
If you want to talk about, like, racial representation in Disney Channel, I would be here all day. She's a year older than us. She's 22.
I'm 22.
She's from Alabama.
Okay.
But they always think she's, like, from
And
Texas,
then
though.
it's
always
always-
Texas, because that's the
always
only Southern
Texas.
state people know.
And it's always like she's poor.
Yeah.
All of her roles.
And she's like very country.
Yeah.
Even though people like in the South aren't always like country bumpkin characters. Like please, people from Texas like aren't all the same. As far as I know.
I don't understand. I've never been to Texas, but I'm sure.
Neither have I, but people from Texas and they all seem very different.
So, I guess like we haven't really talked from a marketing perspective, but like here it is. We talked a little from a marketing perspective. Like here it is. The way these channels both treat girls and women is weird. Like
Yes.
there's also the real lack of adult women on both channels is unsettling. It's like women can only exist when they're young.
Yeah.
And if they do, they're like weird sour teachers. Like
Yeah.
the teacher from Lab Rats, who's like really gross, and like she's also like fat, so like that's like kind of coding her gross. And I think she's was supposed to have been poor at some point, or like grew up poor. I can't remember, but she's like all about like getting money. And
There's a
she's
lot of
really
gross
weird
teachers
Southern.
on
She's
TV
really
shows.
weird. Like if there's an adult woman, like it's like they're a teacher and they're like supposed to be gross, and the joke is that they're gross because they're old and they're an older woman and they exist as an older woman, and that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the joke.
I do not like it.
Sometimes that's a joke with Lazy Susan. If we're gonna keep talking about Gravity Falls, that's a lot of the joke with her.
I just felt like lots of shows, like iCarly, like Stan's mom
Yeah.
is like supposed to be like disgusting,
and
and like very
then-
sexualized, and like she's starting to be like she's trying to like look younger,
Yeah.
and it's weird. And she's
And
like,
then there's like Freddie's mom, who's like the paranoid
Yeah.
mom.
yeah,
And it's all about like their weird like. That one's just like a weird mothering thing.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
like moms are like either like trying too hard to be young or are really like overprotective and rude and like annoying.
You don't really
to
see
the other
overprotective dads
characters.
unless it's related to boys. Unless it's like, you can't date my daughter. That's like the
Oh,
only time you
yeah.
see an overprotective dad.
No, I see that a lot. I feel though, even
And that's like the only.
even with Spencer and iCarly,
the
like who the heck
only-
cares?
Who the heck
Spencer
cares?
doesn't give a hoot.
Spencer shouldn't give a hoot. Like I would rewrite Spencer entirely if I could just go back into the past and
Yeah.
get a job on iCarly.
I feel like they try to make Spencer a good guardian by him being like, you shouldn't date that boy. Like, that's the only way he's like
he's not responsible.
more of a dad than a brother.
I don't know. Like if they just had like, I don't know. Like he helps them with stuff. He like wants to be involved in their lives, and that's like fine.
Yeah, but he's
But,
like,
like-
he's like the fun brother until he's like
Yeah,
the
I
mean
don't-
guardian.
I don't understand why like male guardianship has to come with like protection of like,
Yeah.
but like, and it's not like in a I want you to be safe. It's in like a weird, creepy like
It's like
guarding
you're my
your honor.
daughter. Yes.
and it's like not about that was good duel. And it's not about like keeping her safe and like because it's like, okay, so you're in a relationship, here's stuff to watch out for, and that would be better to have a character teach that, and it would be a better lesson to teach little girls and
Yeah.
like boys, because it'd be like, here, if you get treated this way on your date, it doesn't matter if this boy is cute, you need to make sure you're not with him.
Yeah.
He's like a jerk and it's not worth your time.
Just like, hey, I've been noticing this guy isn't treating you well. You should consider like thinking about that and talking about that with him.
Instead
Instead of just
of,
being
like-
like, you cannot
Instead
date.
of like being like weirdly jealous and weirdly like safeguarding, like
Yeah.
well, I don't want to talk about like male parenthood related to like girls right now. It's just
That's a big
there's
can of worms.
we have opened a lot of can of worms
Yes,
this episode.
We're just like opening cans and like moving on.
We're just like talking about like this is like more like representation on the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
I mean like yeah.
But like that's like it's like gender representation on networks, mostly Disney.
Mostly
But
Disney.
we talk
And
about
Nickelodeon. We
Nickelodeon,
occasionally
Cartoon
shit on
Network.
Schneider.
Yeah. Shit on Schneider. I talk about regular show too.
Yeah, we didn't talk too
And-
much about Cartoon Network. It's because girls just aren't really represented on Cartoon Network.
No,
honestly,
and if they
outside
are,
of
it's in a weird way.
outside of Steven Universe, like there aren't really a lot of girls right now.
Adventure Time, like
yeah, and
Princess
all,
Bubblegum.
guys, you're gonna pull out the Powerpuff Girls. That was like 10 years ago. Don't pull the Powerpuff Girls out on me.
No, it's it's out. It's
been
not on
years.
air anymore. Like Adventure Time, like there's the whole
Also,
thing
there's,
like
like,
with Finn and Bubblegum, where he like loves her, but she's older. Same with Gravity Falls. Same stuff
Same
happens on
things.
Adventure Time, and that's like sort of over, but not really. All the girl characters are like a really weird.
I'm waiting to see
on
how
Adventure
the
Time.
Marceline miniseries turns out. I have a lot of hope for
Yeah,
it,
I
especially since
love
it's like
Marceline.
specifically setting out to tell a story about Marceline, and I think they
Yeah.
usually don't mess up stories about her too
No,
much.
they don't.
They usually
It's nice.
tell good stories about Marceline. Marceline's
Yeah.
a great character. I love Marceline. I'm just gonna love Marceline. So
No, I love like a lot of the female characters on Adventure Time, but I don't like how the male characters interact with them.
Oh, I don't at all. Like it can be really icky. A quick thing I'm gonna say, just like we can get back into Adventure Time, but something I'm gonna say, a lot of Cartoon Network's shows have this thing where every single female character, there's like 3 or 4 that show up in total in like a 5-episode span, and they're all voiced by Gray Delisle, DeLacy. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm really sorry. She's like a big voice actress, and it's all the same voice.
I didn't know that.
I can.
Who does she voice?
I've trained myself to hear her. She does a lot of additional voices. She's voiced Azula in Avatar. She voiced. I think she's a good actress. She's not the best person, but like Sam Manson and Danny Phantom. Daphne, she voices Daphne now in almost all Scooby-Doo animated things. She's really everywhere. Like she's been in Gravity Falls a couple times. She's not she's not like really recurring characters. I think she does like additional voices. Like when there's like a background lady who needs to like shout at someone, it's usually her. When Grunkle Stan has like a girly voice in the voice changing episode, that's her. The like kids making fun of their Grunkle, like that weird thing.
I don't remember
That's
that episode.
her. The bottomless pit one where they tell each other stories, and there's the voice changing story.
Oh, okay.
Grunkle Stan's voice at the end is her. She's every additional voice ever. Any woman that talks in Uncle Grandpa is her, basically, like most likely.
Jesus.
I
forgot about Uncle Grandpa.
You should never forget about Uncle.
I want to forget.
Uncle Grandpa is a mess.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie, I watch stuff that's bad because sometimes I have fun. There's like one episode of Uncle Grandpa I really like, but it's because of the animation. Like
Clarence!
There's like...
Isn't like Clarence's mom like a poor woman?
Hot diggity! I actually really like Clarence. I don't know how I can... Let's unpack Clarence's mom. Clarence's mom is like a fat poor woman. Like, that's cool.
I don't know much about her, but
she's not like irresponsible. She like is like actually portrayed as like sometimes being confused about parenting and like but being like really firm and like really good at what she does. And like Clarence is like has fun with both her and her boyfriend. It's not like she's not fun. I think she's more likely to be like, oh no, Clarence, you tried to feed my book club like something ridiculous.
Oh, like the casserole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like, oh, no, you tried to do that. I think there's definitely one where I think she's a hairdresser, actually. So you see an example of, like, a working class, like, poorer person in a realistic job for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like a single mother, too.
Yeah.
But, like, the only episode I remember her being in was the one where they go to, like, the McDonald's type place.
Ah.
And, like, I just thought it was very peaceful because they were all, like messing around and like not doing things great. Like they were like messing with Jeff and stuff with his like touching his fries. But she was like very like calm about it and like got everyone their food and like let them play. It was just, that's the only reason at the time I've ever seen her.
Clarence's
really.
mom actually reminds
chill.
me a lot of the really like peaceful parts of my mom. Actually, I really like her. I really like a lot of the parents in Clarence. I love Jeff's parents. Like those two are really cute.
I don't know anything about them yet except for the pie episode.
Oh,
they were very supportive of Jeff.
They're super supportive of him, and they like are super worried about him all the time, and they just like want to take care of their weird child.
That's good. See, I feel like Clarence is like a very peaceful show.
There's like a lot of like there's like they don't always focus on the parents a lot, so you don't always know a lot of the ones that aren't Clarence's parents very well. Sumo's family is like the weird southerny poor thing, but I think it takes place in the South.
I don't know. Like
they've got
like
the Rough Riders
accents,
chicken.
Right?
They got like they have like the weird like KFC kind of branch that's going on. Everything kind of comes off as really southern. There's a desert in their area that's pretty easy to get to. So it is. I don't know if like the people who made it like came from that kind of place or something like that.
I don't know.
But it is
I'm
like
trying to think back.
It is really placed in like a southern thing, and I think it can be weird about things. Like sometimes it's like really fat phobic, but then sometimes it's like really positive. It like goes back and forth, like,
Oh.
but it doesn't usually go back and forth on the same characters. It's like Clarence's mom is never gonna be made fun of for the way she looks, but there's like this character of Josh that like Sumo hates, and he's like this older boy who like I think he's an adult actually, who just has this like penny enmity with Sumo, and like a ton of bad things happen to him. And like he loses his job, like he gets like his face cut up. I think he like loses I don't know, like he gets like something in his body gets like cut up or cut off or something like that. He like goes through a lot of terrible stuff almost at the same time as these kids' adventures. And like one of the things is like I think he got like his girlfriend broke up with him, or he broke up with her, I can't remember, it's because of one of the adventures. And like he like eventually gains a lot of weight, and it's bad and it's weird, like like the show like goes back and forth between being really positive and being not really positive about that. And I think that's the same thing with poverty in it. There's a lot of really good stuff about like learning like disabilities. It's not like really stated, but it's like very clear that the characters all have one, like especially the main characters. The girl children don't always do that much, but they are also kind of gross, and they're also kind of weird.
I don't know, like, if any,
And they're
like,
also
girl
kind of
characters
like
on the
socially
show.
bizarre. Like everyone is kind of like weird at interaction, and it's kind of nice. I haven't seen too many ones where girls are like really, really prevalent.
I think that the one with like Kate, like Adventure Kate or something like that.
Nature Kate.
Nature Kate. There we go. I was like, what is it?
There's I'm having trouble. I can't remember any of the girls' names, but like they do not always show up. There is one where there's like a slumber party, and I think they accidentally invite Clarence, or like he accidentally gets an invitation, so he goes.
Oh God.
And he convinces them. They kind of like don't. I don't know if they really know what they want to do, but they're like they try to like do some girly stuff, and then they're like, oh, okay, let's do something else. So Clarence like takes them on like a wild night outside eventually, and they like look at the stars and do fun stuff. And I think they like prank call one of his friends.
Oh my God.
Because like they think one of them has a crush on him, but it's like it's just weird.
Oh my God. That sounds kind of cute.
So it's like kids get to be kids, and it kind of like usually isn't weird about like girls liking boys liking girls all the time.
I feel like a lot of like at least cartoons have like that I'm thinking of anyway, have like kids who like don't get to be kids, and they're just like have like a lot of problems. Like I'm thinking like Gravity Falls.
If you want to like pull out some
And
receipts
Steven,
on
I
Clarence,
guess.
I haven't been watching in a long like most kids don't have to worry about whether or not they're human, or like
Or they're-
what's
how
happening
they're gonna
during the
save the
apocalypse.
whole world.
Or,
Yeah.
you know,
So it's like Clarence is just like kids.
Clarence
being
is just elementary
kids and doing
schoolers
kid
having a
things.
good time.
Yeah.
And it's really wild, and it's a lot of fun. I hope that they do more with the girl characters, because a lot of them are just. There was a Halloween one where one of the girls. You've probably seen the opening at least, the one with like the really wild hair, and the big braces. She like.
I don't think I know.
They like go around. It's like a Halloween episode, so it came out really recently. And like she goes to like her brother's haunted house that's at like the high school or something, and she like ruins it. She like Clarence
how?
Clarence partially ruins it and like knocks everything over. Or I don't know if she ruins it. I can't remember. I'm having a bad memory day. I watched it really late at night. And like when it does happen, she just makes fun of him. Like she's just like, haha, your haunted house is terrible, and now it's knocked over because Clarence messed up. She just leaves. She's like, that was great. I'm funny.
Oh my God.
Like they're
Same.
pretty rude. Like they get to be rude. Like
That's
girls don't always get to be rude.
I like seeing rude
Ah,
girls.
it's like
So I
in-
love
like in
Alex
Gravity-
Russo.
It's like in Gravity Falls. Like they're all kind of like pretty like besides like the weird open about their thirst thing, like most of them are pretty like polite. Not polite, but like
Wait.
they're mean to each other. Gravity Falls girls, I'm trying to think.
Oh,
but there's like
Wendy
that
and
idea that
Tambry?
like they need to be good. Like Mabel has that ingrained idea that she needs to be a good person, but I can't tell how much of
Yeah.
it's a character thing or a girl thing. I think it's connected.
Probably. I feel like a lot of things that like are just like Mabel things are also like stereotypically girl things, but also there's extra things that are Mabel things and not specifically gendered.
All right, I think we had a lot of conversations, and I summed it up really well at some point.
Yeah, it was a good sum up.
Now I'm chewing on a Rice Krispie treat. This is so professional. Like, I'm the
You've been
most
eating that like
professional.
this whole time. Like I ate mine like a minute before the show.
All right. First of all, don't make fun of me.
No, I'm not. You're working on it. You're working
All right,
on it.
so basically, this isn't like a comprehensive conversation on this, but like a lot of stuff is network television is really gendered. Like it even comes with adult things. Like Lifetime is the women channel.
Yeah.
It's like where the cheesy weepy movies that women are supposed to like are on.
Yeah.
And that changes the way advertisements are. That changes the way like shows are done.
And shows are advertised on channels. And like the dynamics within those shows.
Yeah. And you're gonna see maybe more girls in girl-centric channels, but like more plots about them being involved with like relationships and guys.
Yeah.
Still.
Or like focusing on them being like a certain type of girl. As opposed to just like a person who's a girl.
Yeah. I kind of wish they wouldn't do that all the time.
Me too.
And then there's always like the need to write plots where it's like girl fights against thing, like it's the unrealistic fight against sexism that's kind of like makes it about stuff that fighting against sexism isn't about. And it kind of like turns into like, you gotta be better than other girls, you gotta be better than boys, you gotta be better than everyone.
Yeah.
And this is the only way to be feminist.
Yeah, basically.
It's kind of like all those like sports competition movies, and it's not like girl doesn't get to be passionate about the sport alone. Like it's also about being a girl in the sport. And I think that is important when you're a girl in a sport that's like not girl centric. But like
it's just the way they do it. I feel it just feels like off.
I don't know. I always think about that
genuine.
snowboarding movie that was like weird.
Is it the one with Dove Cameron?
I think so.
I haven't seen it, but I looked it up because I looked up Dove Cameron's IMDb because I'm that person. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Umbrella Press.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more from us, go on YouTube. We'll have videos up
This
at
was
some
like
point.
super rambly.
Yeah, but that's
we
like what we're doing
apologize,
this
and
for.
I'm not really like sure if this like hit the focus topic, but I think there's a lot of cool stuff. And if you wanted to just hear us give receipts, it's a pretty good estimation of that.
Definitely.
All right.
If you want to hear more from us, visit us on Twitter or Tumblr or Gmail. We put all of that stuff in the beginning, and we'll also like put it wherever we post this. So follow us.
Follow us.
We'll hear from you guys later. Bye.